better? I'm a little annoyed that this is... Thank you, Maddie. God, why? Alright, can I... Oh. Why is this not letting me... Okay, I'm just gonna try and fit it. Oh god, I can't. Why is this not letting me change its... Okay, there we go. Now it's working. It just stops zooming in for some reason. That is so weird. Yeah, let me just... Okay, well, let's just... Better idea. I'll just crop it. And then I can resize it. Much better. Okay. Thank you guys for... Thank you for waiting while I fussed with that. Okay. Can this change? There, that does work. Okay, cool. Alright, oh! This is backwards. Transform. Horizontal. There we go. Okay. So, at TwitchCon, I got a whole bunch of prize boosters at TwitchCon. I got some Thunder Junction, I got them on Horizons 3, and I got some Bloomburrow and some Lord of the Rings. I think I'd do Lord of the Rings first. And then, my Festival in a Box came in, I got a whole bunch of Mystery Booster 2. My friends and I did a draft. These are the leftover packs. So, lots of things to crack. Let me just make sure that I'm in focus there. So let's see if we get anything good. I'll open Thunder Junction first, because I got Thunder Junction because I opened the least amount of it, of any of the packs that they had on available. But admittedly, Thunder Junction is not my, it's not the most exciting, not the most exciting pack to be opening, personally. Vengeful townsfolk. Trick shot. Bristol Pack Sentry. Overzealous Muscle. Phantom Interference. Oh, it's a spree thing. Counter target spell and control plays 2, or you can make a spirit creature token with flying. That's interesting. Cold Pan, that's the thing that makes treasure. Coyote. Visage Bandit. Thunder Lasso. Ramblin' Possum. Whenever a okay, hang on a second. Should be less of a glare now. Whenever Rambling Possum attacks while it's saddled, you get +2/+1 until end of turn. Fibblethip! I already bought one of you, but cool to have ya. Commandeer! Exile 2 blue cards rather than pay its mana cost. Gain control of target non-creature spell. You may choose new targets for it. That is nice. Plan the heists. Bristling Backwoods. I'm gonna set that over there because I might keep that. That's a good. Elemental Pig. What I really want from these 2 packs is Final Showdown. Supplier. Loan Shark. Love it. Deserts do. Throw from the Saddle. Priest Rider Commando. Hellspur Brute. Outlaw Stitcher. Lively Dirge. Prairie Dog! It's a squirrel. I don't think that prairie dogs technically count as squirrels. Oh! Oko the Ringleader. Cool. I bought one of him also, but I mean, cool to have him. I think, actually, did I buy him for loot? The minus is to make an elk token. I bought the original Oko for loot. Fomori Vault. Pay 3, discard, tap, discard a card, look at the top X cards, where X is the number of artifacts you control, put one of those into your hand, the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. I think this one's pretty pricey, isn't it? Hypothesizzle. Draw 2 cards, then you may discard an on-land card. When you do, Hypothesizzle deals 4 damage to target creature. Okay. Intrepid Stable Master. Mana Dork, but also does extra stuff for mounts and Jagged Barrens. Desert does damage when it enters. Crime Desert. Okay. The Fomori Vault, I think, is the best pull there. Modern Horizons 3, let's go. I pulled an Emrakul this weekend. Wing It, Infernal Captor, Faithful Watchdog, Nyxborn Hydra, Sentry, Bountiful Landscape, keeping that. I love all of the Bountiful lands. Conduit Goblin, Glyph Elemental. I need to keep that, actually. Collective Resistance, definitely keep that. This is really good for Commander. Golden Tail Trainer, aura and equipment spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is Golden Tail Trainer's power. Interesting. Do I have an Enchantress deck in Selesnya? I don't. Selesnya is the Enchantress colors, and I just don't. I don't have a Selesnya Enchantress. Hydroelectric Specimen enters the battlefield. You may change the target of an instant or sorcery spell with single target Hydroelectric Specimen, and it has the backside. Ursus Incubator. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 less to cast. Nice. Emperor of Bones. Beginning of combat on your turn, exile up to 1 target creature from a target card from a graveyard. 1 to black, adapt 2. Whenever 1 or more 1/1 counters are put on Emperor of Bones, put a creature card exile with Emperor of Bones onto the battlefield under your control with a finality counter on it. It gains haste, stack it until next 10 step. Oh, okay. That is neat. Proud Pack Rhino. Golden token. Mystery Booster 2. The sequel. Also, let me know if the music's a bit too loud. Yeah, the draft we did was pretty fun with these. Shepherd of the Lost, First Strike Vigilance. Turn creature +1/+2 until end of turn. You gain a life. Submerger. Opponent controls a forest and you control an island. You may play Submerger without paying its mana cost. Pull target creature on top of its library. Interesting. Oh, Submerge, not Submerger. Echo Tracer's turn face up. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Skin Thinner. Turn face up. Destroy target non-black creature. Can't be regenerated. Marsh Flitter. Comes into play. Put 2 1/1 black goblin rogue creature tokens into play. I'm realizing because Mystery Booster is like from all over, maybe I should separate the Mystery Booster commons and uncommons from the rest. So let me just, because I don't plan on keeping my commons and uncommons. I've taken to tossing them all into a tossing them all into a long box and then eventually just cashing them in at my LGS. But I think I probably will keep the commons and uncommons from Mystery Booster because I physically don't know if they're worth anything or not. Marsh Flitter, put 2 1/1 Goblin Rogue tokens into play, sack a Goblin, it gets +3/+3. Interesting. Desert of the Fervent. Scorch a cat +3/+3 as long as you control no untapped lands. Interesting. Muscle Sliver. Jewel Thief enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. I feel like a lot of these probably still aren't worth anything though. There's at least salvage. Part the Water Veil. Take an extra turn after this one. Exile Part the Water Veil. Awaken 6. If you cast a spell for 6 blue, also put 6 1/1 counters on a land you control, and it becomes a 0/0 elemental creature token with haste. It's still a land. Okay. Interesting. Lavinia, Azorius Renegade. In white border. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with mana value greater than the number of lands that player controls. Zombie Master. Other zombies have Swamp Walk, and zombies have pay a black, regenerate this permanent. The Colossal Dreadmaw. It's a legendary creature. Trample. You may cast creature cards from your hand as though they were the card Colossal Dreadmaw. They become Colossal Dreadmaws. Oh, I love that so much. The Colossal Dreadmaw. Oh, that's great. That is wonderful. Mentor of the Meek. That's actually pretty good. I'll keep that for sure. Sigil of the New Dawn. Whenever a creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you may pay 1 and a white. If you do, return that card to your hand. Interesting. Frogify. Creature loses all abilities in a frog. I'll keep that because that's blue removal. Each player can't play more than 1 spell each turn. Arcane Laboratory. Interesting. Stacks piece. Cabal Pit. Tap, adds a black to your mana pool. Cabal Pit deals the damage to you. Threshold, sack it. Your creature is -2/-2. Flesh Eater Imp. 2/2 flyer infect. Second creature card. Second creature Flesh Eater Imp gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Interesting. Ogre Pirate. Fleet Commodore enters the battlefield. You become the Monarch. A Braid deals 3 damage to target creature. Destroy target artifact. Reach Infect Spider. Blight Widow. Werebear. Oh, it's a mana dork with Threshold. He exercises his right to bear arms. I actually think I'll keep that. Oh my god, there's a Cryptic Spires in here. I'm not keeping that, but okay. Bishop of Wings. I actually have a good amount of these already. Noxious Revival. Put target card from a graveyard on top of its owner's library. Basalt Monolith. Doesn't untap during your untap step. 3 untap it. Goes infinite with a ham sandwich. TLDR. Exile target creature if it has abilities other than keywords. Flying, Protection, and Partner are all keywords. See Rule 207 for all details. Landfall and Scry aren't keywords. They're ability words and a keyword action respectively. Yes, there's a difference. Dauntless Bodyguard. You can sack it to give a creature indestructible. Oblivion Ring! Neat! Remove a thing from the game. Oblivion Ring means play return the remove card to play under its owner's control. I'll keep that. Careful Study, draw 2, discard 2. That's blue loot. I think I might keep that. Psychic Corrosion. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent puts 2 active cards to the library into the graveyard. Whenever enchanted creature deals damage, you gain that much life. That's specifically not lifelink, right? I might keep that. It might be relevant later. Severed Strands. Additional cast to cost this creature. Cost to cast this creature. The spell, you sack a creature. Gain life equal to the sack creature's toughness. Outmaneuver. X target block creatures deal combat damage to defending player instead of to blocking creatures this turn. That is sort of neat. I kind of like that a lot. There's a couple of decks I have that might want that. Titan Strength. Creatures get +3/+1 until end of turn. Let's try 1. Also, let me still put these on. Let me still put these down here, but I will remember that I want to keep them for sure. Or actually, no. I will leave them up here. I will still delineate by the ones I definitely want to keep. Nentuko Elder. It's a 3 mana mana dork, but it adds 2 mana. Harvester Druid. 2 mana dork. Adds a mana to a mana pool of any color that a land you control can produce. Worn Power Stone. That is fair. Soul Ring. Rite of Replication. You can kick it, put a token on the battlefield. It's a copy of target creature. If right was kicked, you do 5 instead. White Border Rat Colony. Love it. Mindbreak Trap. If an opponent casts 3 or more spells this turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Exile any number of target spells. Oh, nice. Playin Walker. Walker walk. This creature can't be blocked as long as target defending player controls a Planeswalker. Whenever Playin Walker deals combat damage to a player or Planeswalker, Planeswalk. If you're playing Plane Chase, proceed to the next plane. All that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars break the mold. Baffling End. Exile target creature an opponent controls. Mana cost 3 or less. And Baffling End leaves the battlefield. Its opponent makes a dino. Viscera Deepwalker. +1/+0 until end of turn. Suspend 4. Symbol of Unsummoning. You may return 1 creature to its owner's hand. You draw a card. Priest of Gix. Orzhov Enforcer. Big Score. Discard a card, draw 2 cards, then create 2 treasure tokens. Do I want to keep that? I mean, I think I'm okay. Flame Elemental. Tap, sack Flame Elemental. It deals an amount of damage equal to its power to target creature. Taiga Viper. Comes into play, Patagaya Viper. I was like, isn't Pataiga Ikoria thing? I was correct. Comes into play, sack it unless blue was spent to pay to cast it. Interesting. Elvish Harbinger comes into play. You may search your library for an elf, reveal it, put it into your library, and then shuffle your library, put that card on top of it, and it taps for a mana of any color. Burning Tree Emissary. Grothama the All-Devouring. Attacks you may have it. Other creatures have, whenever this creature attacks, you may have it fight Grothama the All-Devouring. When Grothama leaves the battlefield, each player draws cards equal to the amount of damage dealt to Grothama this turn by sources they controlled. Transcendent Master. 3 mana, level up. For 1 mana. Oh, but it's level 6 through 11, it gets lifelink, and level 12 plus it gets indestructible. That's a lot of mana, though. Damn. Ooh! Future Sight Border Lotus Petal. Nice. Map to Lorthos Temple. Whenever you complete one of the following objectives, check it off. All 3 are checked off. Sacrifice map to Lorthos' temple. If you create Lorthos the Tide Maker token. Create a Lorthos the Tide Maker token. Who is that then? Diving Gear, an artifact enters the battlefield under your control. Merfolk, a merfolk enters the battlefield under your control. Ritual, you cast an instant or sorcery spell. Oh, so you have to complete all of those things. I'm curious who Lorthos actually is. I know that it's one of the player psychographics. Lorthos the Tide Maker. Oh, I didn't realize that they were a Commander Masters thing. Oh, they're in Zendikar too. Whenever it attacks, you may pay 8. If you do, tap up to 8 target permanents. Those permanents don't untap during the next controller's next untap step. This is what Lorthos was named after? Interesting. Target attacking creature becomes blocked. Tapped target attacking creature becomes blocked. This ability works on unblockable creatures. That is so interesting. Tap target attacking creature becomes blocked. I might keep that because there's something that, like, interesting. Wall of Swords, flying, can't attack, it's a wall. Spirit Noble, Sprite Noble. It's not a noble. Was Sprite Noble errata? It was errata to Fairy Noble. Other creatures you control flying get +0/+1. Tap, other creatures get +1/+0. Think twice. 2 mana, draw a card with flashback. Wirewhack Harpy. Beginning combat on your turn, each player puts the top 3 cards of their library into their graveyard. Swarm of Rats has power equal to the number of rat cards you have in play. Experimental Synthesizer. Ricochet Trap. If an opponent casts a blue spell this turn, you may pay, rather than pay its mana cost, change the target of target spell with a single target. Interesting. Would I want that in a deck? Because it's like, that is counter spells. How often are you at a table when no one's playing blue? Elephant Ambush. Put a 3/3 green elephant creature token into play. Each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Mythic Monastery. I'll probably keep that because it's just mana. Sedgemoor Witch. Ward, pay 3 life. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 black-green pest token with when this creature dies, gain 1 life. Sarah the Benevolent. Creatures you control with flying get +1/+1 until end of turn. Create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying and vigilance, and you get an emblem with, if you control a creature, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. Huh. Maybe you'll go in Mila. Snuff out. If you control a swamp, you may pay 4 life rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Target non-black creature can't be regenerated. Interesting. Spuzum Strategist. You make all choices for spuzums you control. What is that a reference to? What is that a reference to? Morning, Ulu. You're a smart boy. What is Spuzum Strategist referencing? You make all choices for spuzums you control? Like, that has to be a reference. I opened the dairy cow in our draft. And I was like, oh, that's just a reference to the Pro ZD skit. This has to be a reference to something, and I don't know what it is. Was a card that said it along the lines of it chooses targets. Floral Spuzum. On an attack that isn't blocked, you may destroy target artifact if any player controls. If you do, Floral Spuzum assigns no combat damage this turn. Then what does... You make all the choices? Floral Spuzum may choose to destroy... Oh, okay. The implication is that your card could choose not to do it for itself. Okay. I was like, this is a deep-cut joke that I did not understand. Okay. Jotun Owl. Sucha Priest. Aben Fisher. Deep Channel Mentor. Blue creatures are unblockable. Interesting. Deadly Dispute. Draw 2 cards and make a treasure. I'll probably keep that, 'cause that's good. You are already dead. Explosive Welcome. 5 damage to any target and 3 damage to any other target. Add 3 red. That's kind of interesting. Dragon Mage. I love me a Dragon Mage. I'm probably going to keep this card. When Viridian Shaman comes into play, destroy target artifact. Prize fight. Creature you control fights target creature you don't control. You make a treasure token. Inside Out. Switch target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Master of the Waves. Pro red. Elemental creatures you control get +1/+1. Master of Waves enter the battlefield. Create a number of 1/0 blue elemental creature tokens equal to your devotion to blue. Okay. Wait, 1/0. Oh, because he has to be on the field for them to exist. Interesting. Consider. Surveil 1, draw a card. Goblin Charbelcher. Tab 3, reveal cards to the top of your library until you reveal a land card. Goblin Charbelcher deals damage equal to the number of non-land cards revealed this way to any target. If that revealed land card was a mountain, Goblin Charbelcher deals double that damage instead. Put revealed cards in the bottom of your library in any order. Twofer, Keeper of the Full Grip. Whenever a spell you control causes your opponents to gain card advantage, each opponent loses 2 life. You gain card advantage each time a spell you control resolves, and you end up having more cards relative to your opponents Then before that spell resolved. Divination, Annihilate, and Wrath of God can all be card advantage, and remember, tokens aren't cards. I see. So, like, it's talking about, like, cards not just in hand, also on the battlefield. The traditional idea of a 2-for-1. You cast a spell, you get rid of 2 of your opponent's things. Temporal Isolation. Enchanted creature has Shadow. Prevent all damage that would be dealt by enchanted creature. That is interesting. Banishing Stroke. Target enchantment creature or enchantment, artifact creature or enchantment on the bottom of its owner's library. As Miracle for 1. Nevermaker. Leaves play, put target non-land permanent on top of its owner's library. Skywatcher Adept. Level up for 3. Mind Stab. Target player discards 3 cards. Suspend 4. Hello, Trifle. How's it going? Whenever a creature... Revenge of Ravens! I know this card. I drafted Eldraine. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control, that creature's controller loses a life and you gain a life. Gem Palm Incinerator. When you cycle it, you may have it deal X damage to target creature where X is the number of Gerblins on the battlefield. Interesting. When Gerblin Matron enters the play, you may search your library for a Gerblin. If you do, reveal that card, put it into your hand, shuffle your library afterwards. Pretty good. I mean, I'm opening just a few of the packs. My gang did a draft. So most of the packs were already open. These are just the leftovers. Target creature gets +3/+3 against trample until end of turn. Orochi Egg Watcher. 1/1 green snake creature token comes into play. If you control 10 or more creatures, flip the Egg Watcher. And then it gains green, sack a creature. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Dimir Infiltrator can't be blocked. Transmute for 3, which transmute means you can discard a card. This card, search your library for a card with the same CMC, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Transmute cards are actually pretty good, right? Because they're just tutors, specific tutors. Yeah. Thank you so much for the follow. It was Mystery Boost. It was just Mystery Booster draft, which is a curated Chaos draft. I also did a whole bunch of collector booster sealed at TwitchCon this weekend. I will keep this card. Narset's Reversal. Nice. Copy the spell. And then return to its owner's hand. You may choose new targets for the copy. Dak Faden. Rip the Boy. Target player draws 2 cards and discards 2 cards. -2, gain control of target artifact. -6, you gain an emblem with whenever you cast a spell that targets 1 or more permanents, you gain control of those permanents. Interesting. Mana Flare. Whenever player taps a land for mana, that player adds 1 more mana of any mana that produced. I have Mana Flare in a few decks, actually. I think I would want to swap for the Future Sight border. Plant a Sapling. Double-faced. You lied to me. Search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. Then shuffle this spell into its owner's library transformed. For playtesting purposes, put it in its sleeve upside down. Fully grown tree folk. It's a green. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. Interesting. So you grow it, and then it comes back as a tree folk for 1 mana. That's kind of neat. Knight of Meadowgrain, First Strike Lifelink, Daxos, Blessed by the Sun, Siren Stormteller, you can sack it to counter a thing that targets a thing. Witching Well, enters the battlefield, you scry, and then you can pay to sack it and draw. I guess, I was gonna say, weird that it's not a clue if you could pay to sack it and draw, but I suppose that it's not a 2 mana cost. Sack it. Player discards 2 cards. Play this ability only during your upkeep. It also has regenerate. Can you regenerate something that you sacrifice? You can't, right? 1, remove target card in the graveyard from the game. Exuberant Fuseling, +1/+0 for each oil counter when it enters the battlefield, and whenever another creature or artifact you control is put into a graveyard, it gets oil counters. Firebelly Changeling has flame breathing, and it's a changeling. Elven Riders can't attack or block except by creatures with flying and/or walls. Fangreen Marauder, whenever an artifact's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may gain 5 life. This would be good in a treasure deck. Like, in, like, Jolene. Like, put that in Jolene, and then just sack all your treasures, gain a shit ton of life. That's kind of neat. I might actually just keep that. Decanter of Endless Water. No max hand size, mana rock. Soulfire Grandmaster, lifelink. Instant and sorcery spells you control have lifelink. The next time you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand this turn, put that card into your hand instead of your graveyard as it resolves. Interesting. So infinite, if you have infinite mana, you can then cast the same spell over and over and over again. Dragon Rage Channeler, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, surveil 1. As long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, Dragon Rage Channeler gets +2/+2 flying and attacks each combat available. So you could take Soulfire Grandmaster, you could do Mana Geyser. Do the 2 blue, cast Mana Geyser, get mana, return it to your hand, use that mana to pay for Mana Geyser, return it to your hand, pay for Mana Geyser, over and over again, get infinite mana. Dragon Rage Channel, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, surveil 1. As long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, Dragon Rage Channel has +2/+2 flying and attacks each combat if able. Doomsday! Search your library and graveyard for 5 cards, exile the rest, put the chosen cards on top of your library in a random order. You lose half your life, rounded up. I don't play Thoracle combo, but it's cool that I got Doomsday. I feel like is Doomsday worth money because Thoracle combo is like one of the most played things. All-Star Kicker, Assist Kicker 3. You and up to 1 other player can spend mana to pay this kicker cost. Whenever All-Star Kicker enters the battlefield, your team may pass the ball. Then, if All-Star Kicker was kicked, creatures your team controls get +1/+1 and gain haste until end of turn. To pass the ball, one of the players on your team gives a permanent or card in hand to another player on your team. Make a stand. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and indestructible until end of turn. A Johnny's Welcome. Whenever a creature enters, you gain a life. Weather Seed Fairies. Flying Pro Red. Willbender. Morph. When it's turned face up, you change the target of a thing. Reign of Filth. Each land you control can sack this land, add a black to your mana pool until end of turn. Necrologia, only during your end step. As an additional cost to pay Necrologia, play any amount of life. Draw cards equal to the life paid this way. Onslaught, whenever you successfully cast a creature spell, tap a creature. Interesting. You may exile a red card from your hand rather than pay Pyrokinesis mana cost. It deals 4 damage divided as you choose among any number of targets. Savage Conception. Put a 3/3 green beast creature token into play. Retrace. Master's Rebuke. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to planeswalker you control. Creature or planeswalker you don't control. Cogwork Librarian. When you draft it face up. As you draft this card, you may draft an additional card from the booster pack. If you do, put Cogwork Librarian into that booster pack. As you draft a card. Okay. That's interesting. Expansion Explosion. Copy an instant or sorcery spell with CMC 4 or less. You may choose new targets for the copy. Explosion, it deals X damage to any target. Target player draws X cards. Basking Root Walla. Mind Twist. Target player discards X cards at random. There, split card. Exile target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. There, 1 and a blue, instant lesson. Up to 3 target creatures can't be blocked this turn. Or there, target opponent gains control of target creature you control. There, or there. That's kind of cute. That's kind of cute. All right, Lord of the Rings collector boosties. I got these because they were the best value on the prize wall, even though I really wanted to get Bloomburrow, which I also got. I divided up the collector boosties. So let's see what we got here. Also, I was going to play Commander after this, but I've got like an hour, and I don't think that a Commander game would be fast enough. So maybe we'll just continue Final Fantasy IX, or maybe we'll go back into 14. Who knows? God, will you open? Will you open, please? All right, come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Ah. Also, I'll return my stack of commons that I'm not going to use. Lorien Revealed. I might actually keep that because that's pretty good in Pauper, if I remember correctly. Shire Terrace, or shall I prefer basic land, put it on the battlefield, tapped, then shuffle? It's 1 in sack. That's not that bad. And taps for colorless. I actually might keep that too. Oliphant. Creature gains trample. Esquire of the King. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end turn. The ability costs 2 less to activate to control a legendary creature. This guy enters, or another human enters the battlefield, and your control creature you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Gift of Strands. Flash, enchant creature, enters battlefield, scry 2, enchanted creature gets +3/+3. Plains. Ooh, Delighted Halfling! Taps for colorless, or 1 mana of any color, spend it only to cast a legendary spell, and that spell can't be countered. Elven Chorus. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library, and creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Oh. That would be neat for Ragadraga. Sauron, Lord of the Rings! Whenever you cast the spell, amass orcs 5, then mill 5 cards and return a creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. Trample, whenever a commander an opponent controls dies, the ring tempts you. Nazgul. Aragorn the Uniter, whenever you cast a white spell, make 1 white creature soldier token. Whenever you cast a blue scry, whenever you cast a red spell, 3 damage to any opponent. And then whenever you cast a green spell, target creature gets +4/+4. Oliphant, but in the full art version. Golem, Patient Plotter. When it leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Sack a creature, return Golem from your graveyard to your hand. Activate only as a sorcery. Oh my god! Yeah! Nice! The One Ring. Sweet. This is why I chose the collector boosters. I literally told the person on the prize wall as I was like, okay, cool, can you make sure that you give me the booster that has the One Ring in it? And a serialized Soul Ring while you're at it? Yeah, and it's foil and it's extended art. I know you can get this, you could have gotten this in the bundle, but I'm pretty sure it's still like $100. Food token. Let me see. No. about. Not the alchemy, the One Ring. The actual the One Ring. Yeah, no, even the cheapest one of this is... Oh, is it this version that's... Okay, this one's $80. This version's $80. Still, though, $80. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Delighted Halfling plus the One Ring. That pack was worth it. That pack was worth it. I should probably sleeve that immediately, honestly. Come on. There we go. Lembus. Enters Scry. You can sack it to gain 3 life because it's a food. Glorious Scale counter target creature spell. If it was a legendary spell, the ring tempts you. I might keep that. Might put that in my K9 half deck for my cube. Stalwarts of Osgiliath enter the battlefield. The ring tempts you whenever you draw your second card each turn. Put a 1/1 counter on Stalwarts of Osgiliath. Easterling Vanguard. When it dies, amass orcs. Each player, Rise of the Witch King. Each player sacks a creature. If you sacked a creature this way, you may return another target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Grond the Gatebreaker. It's a vehicle. As long as it's your turn and you control an army, Grond the Gatebreaker is an artifact creature and it has crew 3. Forest. Fangorn the Tree Shepherd. Tree folk have vigilance. Whenever one or more tree folk you control attack, add twice that much green. You don't lose unspent green mana as steps and phases end. Lobelia Sackville Baggins. Enters the battlefield, exile target creature card from an opponent's graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Then create X treasure tokens where X is the exile card's power. Subjugate the Hobbits. Gain control of each non-commander creature with mana value 3 or less. Interesting. Golem, Patient Plotter. Boromir, Warden of the Tower. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. Sack Boromir. Creatures you control get indestructible until end of turn. The ring tempts you. Eowyn, the Fearless Knight. Enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls with greater power. Legendary creatures you control gain protection from each of that card's colors until end of turn. Oh, okay, I get it. That's neat. Many Partings. Search your library for basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle, create a food. Eowyn again, but in foil this time. And a food. Okay, that pack was less worth it. The Delighted Halfling plus One Ring pack. A+ pack. Very on board with that pack. I wish there was a pull tab or something. These packs being like so sealed shut tight. Oh wait, there is a pull tab. It's so hard to see, but there is in fact a pull tab. Are these... Where were these ones? These ones are Japanese, so I believe what I would do is take, like, the last 3 and put them back or something. Oh, never, maybe not that. Evercoat Ursine. Hideaway 3, whenever Evercoat Ursine deals combat damage to a player, if there are cards exiled with it, you may play one of them without paying its mana cost. That's neat. Oh, hugs! Okay, I meant to... Okay, cool. I was going to try and save myself, but I guess I need to flip it the other way. Sunspine Links, players can't gain life. Life can't be prevented. When it enters, deals damage to each player equal to the number of non-basics. I do like Sunspine Links. I already have this version of it, but it is a great card. Squirrel Mob. 1/1 for each other squirrel on the battlefield. Emberheart Challenger becomes the target of the spell or ability you control for the first time each turn. Exile the top card of your library until end of turn. You may play that card. And then Hugs. When it enters the battlefield, exile the top X. Until end of your next turn, you may play those cards. You may play an additional land card on each of your turns. Forest. And then Hazard Root, Quake Dust Boar, Plumecrete Escort, Bonecatcher, Sentries, Port, Is there anything in here that I would keep? Not really. Oh, why'd I put you there? That's bad. I should do a double check to make sure that I don't have any rares or mythics in my chaff piles. I don't know why I'm sorting the chaff pile to begin with. Oh wait, that's the... I forgot, the chaff pile was going to be, this. Cogwork Librarian, I'm pretty sure is worth nothing. I'll keep that over there. I'll sort the chaff pile in a second. We got one more pack to open. Okay. Prowess Otter token and Thornplate Intimidator token. Adorable. I do love the Bloomburrow tokens. They're wonderful. Nettleguard. Nettleguard. Thoughtshucker. Starlit Soothsayer. End step. If you gain or lost life, you draw. Banishing Light, ETBs, exile non-land permanent opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Bumbleflower's Share Pot. Feather of Flight, enchant creature, draw a card. Moonstone Harbinger, whenever you gain or lose life during your turn, bats you control get +1/+0 and gain Death Touch until end turn, triggers only once each turn. Stormcatch Mentor, instant sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast, haste prowess. I might actually keep that. Because instant sorceries costing less is nice. Honored Dry Leader. Dray Leader enters. Will encounter on each other squirrel and or food you control. Forest. Osteomancer Adept. Tap it until end of turn. You may cast creature spell cards from your graveyard by foraging, in addition to paying the other costs. If you cast a spell this way, that creature enters with a finality counter on it. Forage, exile 3 cards from your graveyard or sack of food. Prosperous Bandit. Offspring 1, first strike. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, you create that many tap treasure tokens. Valley Flamecaller. If a lizard, mouse, otter, or raccoon you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much damage +1 instead. Giddy! Quain. Okay. I didn't get a Planeswalker. Best thing I got was the One Ring. For sure, the One Ring. And that's nice because it covers some amount of the money that I spent this weekend. Yeah, I don't think I have enough time to play some Commander. I thought I was going to, but, yeah, probably not. So, I think maybe I'll play some Final Fantasy XIV. Give me a little bit and I'll swap on over there. We can continue the Hildebrand quest line because we haven't been doing that in ages. BRB. Alright. Let's hop into 14. I really like... I love the Diadocos coats. The Dia de los Muertos coats. Oh yeah, I've been doing Island Sanctuary on Mavic purely because somebody told me that the Island Sanctuary pants you get cover up the legging bits of the rabbit legs, the werewolf legs. I mean, they're rabbit legs for me. Can I, like, upgrade this? No. Is there anything in need of upgrading? No. Was it, like... No. Okay. It's literally just basic experience. Okay. Oh, I don't have a preset agenda anymore. I'll worry about this stuff later. I believe I'm in Ul'dah. Let me see. Where's the... Beneath the mask. There we go. Okay, do I have any other classes I could be doing this as? I mean, I guess Blue Mage, why not? Where is this? Chamber of Rule. Why is this not on the map? Okay, it's been a bit. Where's Miss Ellie? Do you think she went looking for the Dormouse too? Apologies, but I require a moment alone with my thoughts. Oh yeah, Ellie was the I can't allow it, hasn't put my men in danger. Ellie was the phantom thief the entire time. Cinder speaks true. The villain even now lurks in our midst, and yet we have but a single sachet of damascene dust at our disposal. We must identify the imposter beyond a reasonable doubt before we proceed. You know the players better than I. What say you have a few words with each of them and see if aught seems amiss? Instead, your Briardane told me all about it. Who'd have thunk Miss Ellie was the Phantom Thief all this time? She sure fooled me. Miss Ellie is the Phantom Thief. It's the only logical conclusion, and yet I cannot help but feel another truth still evades us. Am I doomed to share the same fate as the others? I'd sooner die than become one of those things. Nothing particularly odd about any of them, you say. It stands to reason. The Fiend would not take such risk if he were not utterly confident he could pull off the ruse. Curses, this one's not half the fool his son is. I must elude him, and quickly. The time is of the essence. Oh, yeah. Okay, it was her. I wasn't sure if they changed disguise. It's been a bit since I've been doing this. I question the Sultan sworn outside. To a man, they insist they have seen naught of Miss Ellie. Wherever could she have gone? Father, what brings you here? Yes, finally the pieces are coming together. Now, if you would kindly stand still and shut up, the Fiend already stands among us. Inspector Briardane, I should hope you're not doubting me. While I'm quite convinced that even a master impersonator would struggle to recreate your particular brand of idiocy, the fact remains that anyone here who has spent even a moment alone must be considered a suspect. The thief has proven to be highly efficient at assuming new identities. An astute observation, my gangly friend. I'd say this occasion calls for a dose or two of that powder Mavic found earlier. There wouldn't happen to be another sachet or two lying about, would there? What remains of our supply has already been distributed to the search party, but worry not, they should be reporting back within a bell's time. Time might be against me, but just you watch. I'll wiggle my way out of this and turn you into the reeking, drooling corpse you deserve to be. I fear that is more time than we can afford, Miss Phyllis. Fortunately, my powers of deduction will lay the Fiend's face bare within minutes. We know that, given the choice, the thief prefers to impersonate familiar personages. As Miss Ellie had only a passing interaction with my dear father, we can safely eliminate him from our consideration. That leaves myself, Nashu, and Mavic here. Nashu and I, in particular, have a close and extended relationship with our suspect. I shall begin by questioning my own assistant. I assure you that none know her better than I. Brilliant reasoning as ever, Inspector. Go on, ask me anything. All the time for this overstep buffoon to start talking sense. If he asks me anything too obscure, my cover is good as blown. My relationship with Nashu is so close, I dare say at times it is as if we share a mind. If this Nashu is truly my ever-loyal assistant, she should have no trouble completing my thoughts. I'm a Manderville. Man. Doing what only a Manderville can. From the peaks of Kurthus to Thanalan, Manderville. Man, you're the best, Inspector. Perfect score. You may rest easy, my dear friends. This is unmistakably, unequivocally, unindubitably the true Nashu. Never loved you more than now, you marvelous muttonhead, you. Nashu, is something the matter? Just because you've picked up a few more wrinkles beneath the eyes, there's no need to avert that charming face of yours. Wrinkles? Look who's talking, you crusty, cretinous old... Genius, Inspector? The charade is up, Miss Ellie. God, I just realized there's so much definition on the eyeballs now. Miss Ellie, you look somehow different. Nah, I guess these don't give any experience. I guess I will just be a mech. Letter spoke true. The fiend was in our midst all along. My prodigious power of deduction screamed out to me. This woman knows something. Another two-layered mask mayhap? But no, this woman bears a striking resemblance to Miss Ellie. I was all but certain that Ellie was our thief. What's the meaning of this? Seven hells done in by a muscle-bound muttonhead and his motley troop of mummers. Who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is almost uncanny, and yet... Consulting Inspector Briarding, once again you fail to measure up to your lofty reputation. Of course we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister, my eminently capable partner in crime. 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me Ceci. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite alright? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. Why, what we are, mind you, is the last living scions of the Syldan aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find two twin sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encounter the thief, Ellie was standing standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show, oh, and those priceless relics, was me. Meanwhile, Ellie had hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning a hair-raising tale of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we could never have risen to the heights of celebrity. Miss Ceci, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all your schemes? Justice! For 100 years ago, Uldan dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. At long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. Wait, history say that it was Silda that turned their own men into zombies. Histories lie. You work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You should have died with your fellows, false arbiter. It was Ulda that ordered the creation of the dreadful powder and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultan is built on a lie. What is this madness you speak, woman? Not madness, truth. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Uldan army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell, the truth that this doe-eyed sultan swore would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanalan. But your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh yes, before long you and everyone in this rotten nation will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew. And just what do you mean by that? Oh, how the idiots lap up stories. A masked crusader for justice, a dashing rebel waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if they only knew. But they will see soon enough, when they are each eating each other's brains out of the streets. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Uldan vaults, hiding away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened by assembling the 4 secret relics of Bladia, the 4 relics once housed by the royal palace of Silda before Uldan dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think, one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren, you were there when the zombie power rained down on Ulda. No, wait, you'll all be dead! Preposterous. First, you, my dear, you will not have even the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. Let your flesh rot like you all of your rotten lies. I think not, Miss Ceci. Hildebrand! You idiot, just for once, could you not get in the way? God, Bert Mandeville, I can't even trust your sorry arse to look after him for one day. I knew it! The presence watching over us from the shadows. It was you, my dear wife. I've heard a lot of tales of this woman. Am I to understand you are Hildebrand's mother? Aye, this is more like it. Hand to hand, skillet to skillet. It's enough to send a warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself. The time for a final confrontation is nigh. Do you have potatoes for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy has been turned to a stinking corpse, if you hadn't noticed. You, Maverick or something, was it? Hildy's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet you. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I came on a bit too strong at times. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry arse husband here, and look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't you? Yeah. I dare say it's quite clear who wears the pants in the family, so to speak. Inspector Hildebrand's mother? Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages, and just look at him! He's green! Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse, and I know just the remedy. A phial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversoul rings, rags, and a phial of twice distilled water. Sin God at the market stocks the former. The latter you can procure from a trader by the name of Guest. Now hurry, once the poison spreads throughout his veins. No antidote will save him. In the meantime, I'll search for the Bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Nashu is still alive. That's smart. Egads, Ailey, you're looking none too hard at yourself. No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, you gonna accompany Mavic here to make yourself useful, or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall? Of course, milady. Gilgamesh is ever at your service. Singot Sundries, was it? Come now, there's work to be done. Piece of oversoul rags from Singot Sundries in a bottle. Twice distilled water from the trader and Guest. Now hurry, gods damn it, my boy's life is at stake. Oversoul rags. You say I fear I've only a single tatter left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. But, my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own, hangs in the balance. Sympathize with your plight, friend, but a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rags. Unless you can offer me the same, no deal. Do you expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice? Look what we have here. If it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny who you meet at the markets. As it happens, I just returned from my training, and slaying 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to share. My lady, you're far too kind. Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildebrand and Navik here, I'd be tag teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune. I'm a woman who pays her debts. Thal take me, that wasn't Avalia the Tempest. Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back from the bottom of the ranks, I've been proud to call her one of my biggest fans. I'd call myself one of her biggest fans. Why? I have in mind to give you the rags just you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her. Kind sentiment, my good man, but we're more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain, now aren't we? And with this, our task here is done. Let's find this traitor named Guest. The blundering Manderville boy's on his last legs and needs something of mine to save him, you say? Perhaps you can give me good reason that I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traders themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gil for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be happier and a happier and wealthy man. Now, I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences for the grieving parents. Have you not a shred of compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man's on death's doorstep. After the events of the day, my father will not so easily forgive and forget, but it matters not to me. No, my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, milady, may I have this dance? Oh, a lovely surprise. Are you here for the ball, perchance? Heavens, the poor inspector! Well, visit the Lapis Maiden in the flesh. What say you bid farewell to the preening fops and scruffy adventurers and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting of your beauty? Why, it'll be a pleasure and an honor both, my lord. Provided you first provide my good friend with the bottle of twice distilled water that he seeks. You know this man? As the price you would set, so be it. Take it, it's barely worth its weight in gil anyway. Now, shall we, Miss Arabella? I knew Hildy to be a worthy rival, but to think he was beloved by so many. Clearly, this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, let us deliver these goods while we still have time to save him. Other way. Trust the two, you wouldn't dare come back empty-handed? bloody brilliant. I'd take you over me muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Now just stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking. Oh, you bloody bugger, guide me, skillet! Just like that should stop the spread. Now it's up to Hildy to flush what's left out of his system. Don't worry, he's my son after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. Look who I found. She was slumbering obliviously in a rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Boy, did that not feel good. Yes, I'm sure it did. Word has it that Ellie has been sighted at the Sylvan ruins. We must go there with all haste. You've done well by my dear boy today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing here for? The future of Uldah's at stake. Navik, my strength is yours as well, for Uldah and our friend Hildy. You remind me of my husband. What, with you having more muscles than sense. If you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Keeping me, my dear boy warm is key to fighting off the zombification. Let's see, I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. I'm a warrior, not a... yes, milady. I say, Enkidu, the burden we must bear to simply secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Mavic. That said, the events of today here have given me cause to reflect. Mavic and Hildy both owe to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends tried and true. But alas, not I, no, only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels, but you will never be Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, friend, were you here with me, even Mavic could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words and return here to my side. Do you hear me? Egads, what was that flash from the heavens? It nearly blinded me. And what? The crystals, where have they gone? Fancy meeting you here, my old friend. Oh! He summoned a primal. That voice, can it be? A faithful companion, must you always make you wait so? Oh, must you always make me wait so? That was Gilgamesh. He summoned a primal. Oh yay, I get the Manderville stuff. What are you doing dilly-dallying around here? Let me jog your memory. There's a moonsick maid digging around Sylvan excavation site with her mindset to turn Uldah into the land of the walking dead. Your concern for Hildy is most touching, but don't you worry, Mommy Dearest isn't gonna let her beloved son kick the bucket that easy. Managed to track down Miss Ellie just up ahead, where your friends watch over her as we speak. Yet no matter how many times we try and reach out to her, she refuses to so much as answer. Needless to say, we consider physically incapacitating her, but the crate she's sitting on isn't just a makeshift chair. It's filled to the brim with the traitor's spurn. One misstep and the consequences could be dire indeed. You're our only hope, even in your single-minded rage. Surely the time you spent together must count for something. You need not put yourself in undue danger. I only ask that you step forth where your voice will be heard and call out your friend's name. I beg of you, surely if anyone can convince the woman to abandon her madness, it's you. Oh ho, to think this girl and her sister are behind all the crimes all along. I dare say this realm's awash with capable adversaries. Miss Ellie, I thought we were friends. You do well not to anger the last friend. She's sitting atop an ample supply of that zombie powder, and I suspect she's not afraid to use it. Beggars belief that I could have been so blind. Hello. I actually should probably wrap up, because I gotta get to work pretty soon. Oh, did I actually set my, my granaries out on another adventure? It sucks not being able to fly. I did not. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've got to get out of here. Work time. Oh, that is the wrong button. Okay. Let us see if anybody is live who I can raid. Yes, I know. Do not yell at me. Chat. Not chat. Follow. TCG Card Shop Simulator. Let's go raid Vanderford. She's playing TCG Card Shop Simulator. I've never heard of this. But thank you guys for hanging out. I should hopefully be live tomorrow. We'll see. It all depends on, like, do I actually get up at a decent time. But until then.